222. And welcome back to the Angry Teacher channel. I'm Richard Wins, the Angry Teacher. If it's your first time here, thanks for coming by. Peruse the channel for me, check out the playlist, see whichever speaks to you, and then you get an idea of what we do here. It's all about education, whether it's for the students, the parents, the teachers, administrators, anyone who has a stake in the claim. It's right here on this channel. So check out the playlist for me, like, comment, subscribe. Ring the notification bell for the next dope Angry Teacher video because they are there. Alright? So, if you've been here before, you know I love you to death. You know I love the comments. You know I love when you interact with me. I love the fact that you're the reason we are here. Thank you for building the brand and the community. Thanks for being the fam. Let's get into the video. Graphic organizers are some things that teachers use for decades, and it's just something that we need to do because it just makes life easier for everyone. And so here's how you can use some of them, or the purposes of using graphic organizers. If you haven't used them, you're missing out. Jump into this and then I'll show you how you can use them, or why you should use them rather. All right, let's get into it. Stick around for the end of the video because I have 2 tips on how to use them. Not just why to use them, but how to use them. You gotta check it out in the Teacher's Lounge. Graphic organizers allow students to visually categorize the new information that you give them, and it also allows them to review the old ones that you give them. So they're very vital to a student's success. Let's see why we should use graphic organizers. Students get to conceptualize the information that we give them. They get to organize their thoughts and their processes. So when you told them, I need you to write an essay on X. Now they can, using a graphic organizer, whichever type you develop or whatever one you give them, they'll be able to compartmentalize the different parts of the essay so that when they write it, they have a reference to go to and it makes it easier for them. Most graphic organizers, are user-friendly and student-friendly, so it makes the task of completing whatever you want for them a lot less intimidating. For example, they have to write a research paper, something huge, or do a huge project. If they start with a graphic organizer, it eliminates some of the stress because it makes it easy for them to interpret and understand what they need to do to complete the task, to get to the larger end product. They can focus on the little parts through the graphic organizers, and it organizes, like you said, students an easier access to the information that they need. So if there is a discussion coming up, or you're going through a discussion, they can reference the graphic organizer to get some of their answers, or to get their talking points, or to get something that they need for the next major thing that they have to do. It also helps them to, if they're writing a paper, they can access that information. They don't have to leaf through a whole lot of notes. They don't have to go through all these different things to find what they're looking for, because the graphic organizer has it normally situated for them and it's easier to access. Organizers come in a variety of forms and they're adjustable to whatever subject and content area that you have. So even if you're a math teacher, you can use something, and then if you share it with a friend who is teaching social studies, they can adjust and turn things around and manipulate it to form for their own content. So graphic organizers are just a good thing. It breaks stuff down and makes it a lot easier for students to access the information that you've given them, to review the information that you've given them, to complete an end product. We haven't been in the Teacher's Lounge for a while. It's all dusty up in here. But in any case, welcome to the Teacher's Lounge. Now, in the Teacher's Lounge, there's some additional tips. There's some of my kids. It just depends on what I want to show you. Today, I'm going to give you the 2 tips that we talked about earlier in the video. So, here's number 1. Graphic organizers can be student created or student produced. Now, you can give them direction as to what they need on that graphic organizer or what they need to put in there, but you can have them develop it. And what you can do, and I do this a lot, when I have students create something, I use it for another year's set of students, or another class. So they can see that a student created this and yes, it works. Or have them create their own in exchange among each other in the same room, but they can know that, okay, wait a minute, I should have put a summary at the top or something so they can understand what they're doing, or the instructions were a little bit cloudy. Whatever you do, you can have them do it, and then they will own it more, and then they'll use it more, and they'll understand it when they get to other classes with the purpose of a graphic organizer. They won't just think it's just busy work, or the teacher didn't prep for me, so they're just giving me random stuff. By the same token, number 2, tip number 2, do not stop at the graphic organizer. That's a means to an end. The end being a deeper assignment or deeper project. The graphic organizer is our way to get there. Stopping at the graphic organizer is like getting in the car and sitting there. You'll never arrive to your destination because you haven't done anything to move. All right, so here's what we're doing. When they do the graphic organizer, then we take that information and put it into something else. Maybe it's going to be a presentation, maybe it's going to be a research paper, maybe it's going to be a performance. Whatever it is that you're doing, the graphic organizer just helps us get it. It is not the ends to the learning process. It's a means to the end of the learning process for that content. Okay, so those are my 2 tips. Try them out, see what works, and hopefully you will use more graphic organizers in your classes, because they do help. The kids feel less intimidated when they use it, and they want to perform the next level because they figured out, wait a minute, the graphic organizer is easy, that means the next step shouldn't be too daunting for me. That's all the time I have for you today. You've just been watching The Angry Teacher. Just go out there and be great. Hey, let's just go out there and teach.